Hello, all you beautiful beings out there. So, this week, today, Wednesday, the 30th of or the 20th of August, today's Lovefest Day. And Lovefest Day, my knowledge, was originally coined by an astrologer that has deeply impacted my life by the name of Christopher Witecki. And as an organization, it was one of the things that I was really adamant about celebrating, because I find great value in taking time and space to love myself and make sure that I'm giving myself the love that I deserve, the love that my mind deserves, the love that my body and all of the cells in my body deserves, and the love for my spirit and the true essence of the being that I am. And I feel like it's something that if we celebrate together, the more and more people that are celebrating, the more and more it has a continued ripple effect in our reality on this planet and in this reality of now. And so I'm really excited to be celebrating Lovefest today. Today I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada, with my dear F.L.A.M.E.S circus family, and I'm really grateful to be here and be spreading love to Las Vegas and to myself. And I feel like today's Love Fest Day for me, in particular, has come with a lot of lessons in truly loving, valuing myself, and on levels that have provided me great clarity today. And so I want to share with you some of those personal forms of clarity that have come in today through really taking the time and space to be authentic with myself and give myself some love. And so, but before I do that, I want to go in and explain what I personally do for Love Day and Love Fest Day, and what I'm recommending others do for Love Fest Day. And that is what I personally recommend is giving yourself love and saying, I love myself. 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 And so at least 3 sets of 3. I'm really big about the 3, 6, 9 number group, so you'll see a lot of things constructed in that. But really just give yourself as much love as you need. And if it's hard for you, then I definitely recommend doing it at least 9 times. And whatever your non-dominant hand is, put it on your heart after you're done, and accept and receive that love from yourself. And what I personally do is I gratefully acknowledge, accept, feel, and receive this beautiful divine love for myself. And I sit with it for a moment. As long as I feel like I just need to feel love for myself, and actually sit with it for a moment. And I recommend starting every day out like that. However, on Love Fest Day, it's the one day every month that we set aside special amounts of time to do that. And so I recommend giving yourself love, and then I recommend, or I'm promoting, either 3 random acts of kindness throughout the day, or 3 really well thought out acts of kindness throughout the day. So, if you want to month thinking about what you're going to do for next Love Fest day, that is perfectly acceptable and celebrated. And if you just want to be in spur in the moment and see where you can show up throughout the day and just give a little extra love, or show up significantly for a stranger, Love Fest Day it's your day to celebrate however you want to celebrate. So that's the second set of threes. And the third set of threes is thinking of three people that have deeply impacted your life in a positive way, and reaching out to them and either having a conversation with them in person or over the phone, but connecting with them and sharing with them how much they have affected your life and what a positive impact it's had in your life, and your gratitude for them showing up so big in your life. And so that's what I recommend doing for Love Fest Day. However, on Monday, we had the second week of equality, and we were talking about Love Fest Day. I will link the video, or put the link to that video in the comments. And please, if you're unfamiliar with it, or if this is the first time you're hearing it, or if you're just inspired to go check it out, please do. Click on the link in the comments below. They're not there yet, but once this processes and loads on YouTube, I will go back in and put the links to that particular conversation in there, because really the next 8 weeks, from week 1 of the launch of equality to week 8, is really what this church is all about. And we're walking you through the steps of what this church is all about. So if you really are interested, if your heart resonates with the things that I'm saying, or things that you've heard me say over the years, please just check it out. And if you are a part of this organization, if you feel like you're a member of the Church of Flames, please do go through those 8 weeks. We're on week number 2. It posted on Monday, and actually it posted today, but we did it on Monday. And share with us ideas of, or ways that you celebrate Love Fest, or ways that you give yourself love. Share some ideas with us, because it inspires not only I, but anybody that chooses into exploring that with us. And walking through those 8 weeks, or these upcoming 6 weeks plus the 2 that we just did, really gives you a feel for what we are creating with this organization. We are not just here to play around and have a church, not at all. We're here to expand ourselves to be the best versions of myself in the moment to moment, to release judgment, shame, fear, and step into higher vibrational beings, higher vibrational states. And that means transmutation of energy. And sometimes that looks like having a bad day, or messing up really bad and making some type of mistake that you feel was this huge mistake, and loving yourself through it anyway, honoring whatever just happened, and letting go of it, and choosing into a higher vibrational state, and loving yourself through it. Life isn't easy. Challenges definitely aren't easy. But it's how we meet those challenges and what we do with the energy. Are we going to continue to focus our energy on a negative state, or a negative emotion, or a judgment? Or are we and I'm going to speak from an accountable space, or am I going to choose to fo- change my focus and focus on giving myself some love, for instance, being compassionate with myself. And this, I'm not saying utilize this as a scapegoat to not be accountable at all. I'm saying uh, love yourself as you are right now. Recognize where you can take it higher and aim and focus your attention on taking it higher, whatever that looks like for you. And as we gain more and more awareness, well, then we're more and more aware of everything that, our thoughts, our emotions, where we're holding ourselves at any particular moment, and we can make adjustments based off of that. It's also with an increased awareness, um, a bit of a booby trap because or it can be a booby trap because now all of a sudden we're aware of more things from an accountable state. And sometimes that makes it really easy to go into self judgment and start beating yourself up because I should have been better. I should have done it this way. I shoulda, woulda, coulda, all over yourself. And that's not loving yourself. That's beating yourself up. So, and we want to move away from that and transmute that into having compassion for myself, recognizing, and then shifting and taking note. And when that comes up again, doing it different. And even the subtlest of changes things. And we start whittling away at some of those cycles that we find ourselves in. And everybody has cycles. Everybody has cycles. So if you have cycles, don't. That's okay. You're normal. Everything has cycles. The moon has cycles. The sun has cycles. All the planets have cycles, and so do I. And so it's by being aware of those cycles and aware of some of the things that come up in those cycles and being aware of how in the past I have reacted or responded to some of those cycles, what my tendencies are, and the tendencies that I want to change. Now all of a sudden I have the opportunity to change, and in this moment of now. And if I change them and do it differently and in a higher state and always taking it higher, then all of a sudden that starts becoming part of my cycle. And that is beautiful. So I really recommend doing the practices that we are putting out there. Lovefest Day is a big way to create huge ripples because every single person that chooses in, what's up, Aaron? Glad you're here. Everybody that's choosing into that is elevating the planet intentionally, elevating the experience of now, whatever their experience of now is, and say you helped some elderly lady at the grocery store just out of the blue that needed some assistance, and you noticed that she could use some assistance, and you chose out of your heart to, hey, it's Lovefest Day, I'm gonna go assist her and help her do whatever, right? That has huge, powerful ripple effects because you probably just changed her entire day. And not only did you change her day, but you inspired and affected the people in her life that are experiencing her on that day because she is greatly affected. And, you know, think about what that kind of a ripple effect has. Now think of 10 people doing that. Think of the ripple effect that has in a local community. And now let's think a little big. Think of as this holiday and celebration grows, think of what 500 people spreading love consciously on a day does. And then let's think a little bit bigger out of the box. Think about like 4 or 5 years from now. And I'm not placing limits on this, but let's say there's 200,000 people consciously taking time and space to not only give themselves love on a day, but to actively spread that love around the world on that day and actively reach out to people in their lives that have deeply impacted their lives and sharing that with them. You know, now all of a sudden you've changed and affected a lot of people's lives in the course of a day. Just, and then you times that by 2,000 people or 200,000 people. Now we're talking about some serious shift. And though it just starts with one, it starts with two, three, four. People start being inspired. It grows, it grows. And it really has a huge ripple. And for me, part of loving myself is showing up, keeping my word, and allowing it to ripple however it ripples. I have no expectations of 200,000 people all celebrating Lovefest Day. Can I imagine it? Can I dream it? Yes, I can. I can. I can all the way to 500 million, 5 billion. I mean, I can really imagine a lot when I sit down but do I have expectations on that happening? No, I'm going to let it happen organically, however it needs to happen. And what I'm focused on is me. Loving myself, loving myself, loving myself. And so, that being said, I really highly encourage everybody to tune in to the Temple of Equality over the next 8 weeks. Especially if you're involved in the church, if you're interested in the church, if you're really interested in what we're doing, definitely check that out. Because if you do, you'll have a greater understanding of what we are creating with this organization and the effects that it can have in your own personal life. And that's up to you to discover. And we, as an organization, are putting out opportunities for you to discover some of those things and actively participate. So, tune in to the Temple of Equality. Videos will be posted either on Monday or Tuesday, depending on what our weeks are looking like. However, most likely on Monday. And either way, they're there. They're there for you. Once they're posted, they're there for you to explore, to check out, to leave comments, to be involved. And it's up to you to be involved on whatever level you want to be involved in. If you don't want to practice Lovefest Day, cool. I love you. Maybe one day you will. And I'm unattached to that. But now I want to talk about my own personal experiences with Lovefest today and some of my own realizations through what appears like challenges. Some of them appear like great challenges or have appeared like great challenges. And I'm recognizing on deeper and deeper levels that those are opportunities to love myself deeper and deeper and allow things to be what they are and not try to change them, not to try to change anybody else, but to change where I'm holding things, where I'm placing energy on relationships where I don't need to be placing energy in relationships. And I think that's a big one, right? Where am I holding my value and worth? And where are some of these relationships holding my value and my worth? And where are they holding theirs? And sometimes loving yourself is all about honoring where others are and honoring where I am, and consciously making the decision rather not I'm going to give energy to where I want them to be, or and or am I just going to accept them where they are at and be okay with drawing boundaries and letting them be where they're at? And if that means them not keeping their word to me, then that's what that means. And being okay with that. Okay with not the fact that they didn't keep their word, but realizing that that's their word. And it has nothing to do with me. Outside of whether or not I'm going to continue to provide or put energy into either wondering if this person's ever going to keep their word, stressing on whether or not they're going to keep their word, feeling like it's my obligation to make it happen so that people keep their word in relationships that are important to me, because I'm working with a lot of people, and I love a lot of people, and I love pretty openly anyway. But I have realized that sometimes I take on energy that I don't need to take on because it's not mine. And it's not really about me, and it's okay for me to be still supportive and have people's back. However, be also accountable for my own energy and where I'm putting it. And if I'm putting energy into relationships that I'm worried about, rather not they're going to keep their word, or trying to deal with staying calm because they haven't kept their word, and it's affecting my life and it's affecting the people around me's lives, and really wanting them to be able to be integrous and have this relationship look a certain way. The whole time I get to be accountable for putting energy into that versus drawing a boundary and saying, yeah, I expect you to keep your word, or come to me with new communication so that we can renegotiate your word so that you can keep it. And leaving it at that instead of putting all of this energy into trying to get them to keep their word, or trying not to be mad about them not keeping their word. If I want to be mad, Clayton. It's okay to be mad. But it's up to me how long I want to be mad and how long I think that, that's the space I want to entertain. And if that's the space I want to entertain, well then I hope that I'm enjoying being mad. I personally don't like being mad. And when I get mad, it's not... sometimes I feel all of this justification to be mad, or to be angry, or be defensive. And in reality, I'm accountable for being mad. I'm the one choosing to be mad, and I don't need to be mad. Sometimes it's good to get mad, and I honor that. Sometimes it's really good to just let go and honor what is. And that's an exploration for each and every one of us to have with ourselves on our own individual level. And we all have the opportunity to have our own individual lessons and experiences in that. And I'm not here to tell you what yours is, but I am here to be vulnerable and let you know what mine is, and what I'm personally pushing through at the current moment. There's some relationships that are very valuable to me that aren't turning out the way that I would like them to. And I can be upset about that, or I can honor it as it is and not even hold the those relationships in a particular space for from now on. But allow them to come and go naturally and love them through it. And that doesn't mean that I get stomped on, or that my friends' boundaries get stomped on in the process, but I can still love them through it and let them be on their way, and also be open to things being learned and it come back around and being in harmony with me and what I'm creating and where I'm at. But if I put my attention to try to change it or judge it or force it, then all of a sudden that's what I'm putting my energy into, and I am creating. That's what I'm creating, and that was a big awareness for me today. Is things that are out of alignment. It's okay for them to be out of alignment. Let them fall away. Let them fall away. I'm the one that's choosing to be attached to whatever I want that relationship to look and feel like. And if that isn't what it looks and feels like, uh, uh, let it go instead of trying to shift it or change it. Um, and, it's really interesting because I was really tied up in knots emotionally today on Lovefest Day. And as I worked through it, and I brought in a dear friend that I love and trust very much as a outside source of viewpoint, uh, because I was really tied in. I had tied a bunch of emotional knots in myself because of my attachment to what I want things to look like. And I can do that as long as I want, and I can have as big of a deal and whatever. I mean, that's all that freedom of choice, and that with that comes accountability. And I could blame it on anything. I could like, there's all kinds of things but to be truly accountable is and allow and accept. Um, that means accepting it the way it is, and letting them be with their choices, letting them be with their results, and while honoring myself, while holding love for them and myself, and not being tied up in those the emotions of um, what I want them to do in the relationship, or even if that is keep your word and do what you said you were going to do. Um, and if you're not going to keep your word and do what you said you're going to do, well, then you're making a choice, and I'm letting you know what this choice is that you're making, and if that's the choice you want to make, then you can make that, and not having the expectation of which choice they choose, and loving them through it anyway. And as soon as I got everything that I had tied up into little knots out, and allowed the perception and perspective of an outside source that I really trust to which I was expecting to be a lot softer, actually. But when they had a firm opinion, or a firm, yeah, on it, a firm opinion, a firm perspective on it, it all of a sudden brought new awareness in me, and I realized, oh yeah, well, I don't need to own this. This is stress that I am choosing to take on, and I can choose not to take it on. And by doing so, I can just honor their choice, even though it's not what I would like them to see happen. And all of a sudden, my heart felt so much freer. All of a sudden, it's not my issue. And the funny thing is it wasn't my issue in the first place. But I was making it my issue. I was taking on those energies um, from the space of attachment to what I wanted it to look like. And so, uh, loving yourself can look a multitude of ways. Loving yourself can look like, you know what? I love playing the guitar. And this is another personal experience. I do love playing the guitar. I love the guitar. I found myself playing my guitar for a half an hour a week ago, um, in a time when I didn't feel like I had the time to play my guitar. I felt like I had so many things on my to-do list that there was no way I could just sit down and play my guitar. And I thought about that for a second. I was like, man, I haven't played my guitar. I've played my guitar a total of 45 minutes this year. And it's something that I'm passionate about and that I love. Why am I not giving myself the time and energy, the time and space to do what I love? Why am I choosing to be so busy? And am I choosing to be so busy because I'm off balance in my masculine nature of produce a result, put action in, action, produce a result because I'm making something happen. And I feel like I need to continue get all of these things done by a certain time in order to make things happen. And if that's the case, am I really sitting back in a balanced position of equal, the equal of the opposite end of the spectrum, and accepting and receiving and allowing some of those things to come into my life? I'm not if I've only played my guitar for 45 minutes all year. And I probably need to take some time and space and make sure that I'm giving myself the time and space to do that. And that doesn't mean having an expectation that I need to play my guitar for an hour every day, because that isn't. But I do need to give myself time and space to do the things that I love. Otherwise, I'm not enjoying the things that I love. I'm just going to work and doing the thing and trying to produce a result. And uh, what I've noticed in life is that's just like a dog chasing its own tail. When it finally grabs it, it's still just running in circles, and now it's got its tail, and it's, like, there's really, unless the dog all of a sudden sits down and chews and enjoys having his tail, there was really, it was all just chaotic energy until, and I don't need to chase my tail. I get to have the opportunity to enjoy my life, and I can either do that or I can chase my tail. And it's funny that I use that as an example, but is the reward of finally catching your tail of value to you for all the hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of chasing it? Or is stopping and enjoying life and honoring the self, and giving yourself a foot bath, treating yourself to a massage, uh, treating yourself to the woods and going out and going camping and enjoying some nature, treating yourself to a hike, sitting outside and enjoying the birds and just like finding bliss and seeing a butterfly. And how often do we give ourselves these things? How often are we allowing ourselves to have the time to enjoy the things that we truly love and enjoy? So just a question, and everybody has their own answer, and there is no right or wrong answer. It's just something to observe and take a look at. And the more you dive into this organization, the more you'll realize, and that's where we're coming from in general, is opportunities to take a look. And we're not here to tell you what's right or wrong. We're not here to say this way is better than that way, or that way is better than this way. Oh, we're here to say, oh, look at this. Oh, and look at this. And have you tried this? And leaving it at that, because it's for you to discover within yourself and you alone. And nobody's going to be able to tell you what's right for you or what's wrong for you. The only one that can do that is you. And the more time you give to yourself, to give yourself loving energy, whatever that looks like, the more value you will get from it, I promise. I think that we all get really caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life. We get all the bills paid, and when I think this is a common story. When I get to this certain point, then it'll be okay to love myself. When I get to this certain point, then I can relax. When I get to this certain point, then I'll feel fulfilled. And there's a big difference, because how many times do you get to that point and then you just add more to the list, and you don't yet feel fulfilled? You might feel like yay for a day, but do you really feel fulfilled? And what would it look like if you were already fulfilled? What would it look like if you could already sit down in nature and enjoy a river and yourself and the moment? So that's the encouragement. That's the encouragement. Today, celebrate Lovefest Day however you feel like is of value to you. But I do encourage you to do at least something that you love. Something that you love to do today. At the very, 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 very least. I don't care what you got going on. I don't care what your story is, how many things are on your list, the timelines and the consequences of what's going to happen if you don't get them done. And put all of that aside and do something that you love for at least 15 minutes today. That is my challenge to you. And if you can do that, awesome. If not, awesome. But once again, something for you to take note of, observe, and see if you want to change. And if you don't, and you don't feel like it's of value to stop and do something that you love today, then I honor that, and I encourage you to check in next Lovefest Day and see where you're at. And on that note, I'm just gonna share with you exactly what my morning practice looks like, or at least the I love myself aspect, and encourage you to at least, say I am worthy. And if you're having a hard time saying I am of value, take note of that and see if you trace it deeper and see what is getting in the way of you feeling valuable. What is getting in the way of you feeling worthy? What belief is it? Where did it come from? And What can I give to myself energetically to start tearing down that blockage and replace it with something else where I do feel of value? And once you feel valued, once you feel worthy, then it'll probably be a lot easier to say, I love myself. I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. And actually feel it and mean it. And that's really the goal here. And everybody's in a different place, emotionally, mentally, physically, moment to moment. And I'm going to be vulnerable here. There's still some times where I don't feel worthy. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not perfect. I'm not yet. I am perfect as I am now. And now is all that matters. Now is all that matters. And so, I am sending you all love. So much love. May everybody out there that is feeling unvalued, not worthy, not adequate, not good enough, may your hearts find peace. May your mind find peace. And that you get some beautiful glimpse today of the fact that you are valuable and that you are worthy. And even if that's me telling you, looking into your eyes, telling you, you are valuable. It doesn't matter what you've done in the past. It doesn't matter what the stories are. Let go of those stories. Now is where all the power is. Now will always be where all the power is. So you can let go of whatever stories you're choosing to hold on to, or you can hold on to them. You can hold on to them as long as you would like. And when you continually regurgitate those excuses and those stories, and you're also be conscious and aware that you're continually putting out that vibration through your words to the universe, and that they are reflecting back. So if you find yourself caught up in this story, here's an invitation to remember that the story doesn't matter, and where all of your power is right now. And guess what? Tomorrow, guess where all your power is going to be? Right now. Right now, right now, right now. And that is never ever going to change. It's always the power's in right now. And when we find ourselves reflecting on the past, our ego is looking backwards, and we can't see the solutions to the present situation. And if our ego is looking forward into the future too far and spending too much time there, we're missing out on the present moment. And so, and that's all from the Brian Brownie Walker translation of the I Ching, actually, and paraphrased, of course, but that's where that perspective came in for me a long time ago, back in like 2005, 2006. So, just an encouragement to realize that you are worthy, that you are valuable, and you are worthy of every blessing that you could possibly imagine. You're worthy of all of the love that you can possibly imagine. And the is being able to give it to yourself. So, I love you, I love you, I love you. Have a beautiful week. Have a beautiful day. Celebrate Lovefest Day with us however you would like. Please leave in the comments if you've done anything to practice Lovefest Day, even if it's later tonight. Go in, leave a comment, tell us how you're participating. Get on the Temple of Equality on week 2. Well, watch week 1, but leave a comment on week 2 on how you celebrated Lovefest Day. We also like hearing stories about your experiences on Lovefest Day. I think that's a really big part of starting to share how some of these magical things came about because you were practicing Lovefest Day and you just rocked a whole family's world because of this, and it had this ripple. Share with us your successes. Share with us even some of your blockages and what you're having a hard time with, because that gives us all opportunity to relate to one another, to understand that we're not alone, and that some of us are experiencing these different things together, and it gives us insight on different ways we can choose to navigate those things. So really, I'm just so excited to learn and grow with you all. I am excited to be learning and growing in all the ways that I'm learning and growing. And I think that this particular holiday has a huge opportunity to have as big of an impact as you would like for it to have in your own personal life. And the impact that it has on the world, it's not about you. It's not about me. It's not about what kind of impact Satan had on the world today. That's for the world, that's for the universe to figure out, and for it to ripple out however it ripples out. And the takeaway from me is that I loved myself today, and I did things that were in alignment with my higher self today, and my heart, and I followed my heart, and I did what I loved, and I communicated with these people that I loved. And man, it sounds like I had a beautiful day already just by choosing into that. And if I didn't, well, that's for me to observe and take a look at too, and see what I need to shift so that I can enjoy whatever I'm experiencing. So that's food for thought today. I love you. I look forward to standing back and witnessing how this does ripple out over the next few years, decade, 2 decades. We'll see. But either way, I'm going to keep on going, and I'm still loving what I'm doing, and I'm grateful that I get to do what I love. And I encourage you to find what you love and do it for at least 15 minutes today. Tune in next week. I'll go live at 3:33. I am accountable for being late today. I'm in Las Vegas. No excuses. Different time. And however, I got wrapped up in the perfect conversations, and I trust in universal perfectness. And I'm live, and here's now. But with that, I am committed to being conscious and aware of the time, and keeping my word, and being here next week at 3:33 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and continuing to do so. Until I see you next week, have a beautiful week. May you have the perfect reflections throughout the week, and a deeper level of conscientious awareness, so that you step into deeper amounts of accountability. Love yourself. Oh, okay. I am going to leave you with this. I'm going to turn the camera right here. I love myself. 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 Give myself some massage if something's hurting. Not focusing my attention on the pain, but focusing my attention on giving it that love and it feeling good. And all of the pain being filled with love. I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. I love myself. And I personally sometimes will do this for a while. And then when I feel complete, I put my left hand on your heart, but I recommend that you do whatever your natural knowing tells you to do. And that might shift from day to day, hour to hour, moment to moment. And currently, I put my left hand, and I gratefully acknowledge, accept, receive, and feel this divine love for myself now. And with that, I send you so much love. Have a beautiful week. I'll see you next week at 3:33 on Wednesday, Mountain Standard Time. Thanks for tuning in.